day I'm having to mop up after. Oh, is that me doing that? Pay attention.
What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? What if my heart opened to everything with love? What if I knew only the truth? What if my mind accepted everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within the Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. Oh, Mother, Father, Spirit, guide us from above. Our sons and daughters look to us to show them love. Come, sisters, brothers, let's hold hands and sing as one, that we will be what we've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within the Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? Love. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? What if my heart opened to everything with love? What if I knew only the truth? What if my mind accepted everything with love? What if I'm a if I looked around at everything with love? What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? What if my heart opened to everything with love? What if I knew only the truth? What if my mind accepted everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. Oh, Mother, Father, Spirit, guide us from above. Our sons and daughters look to us to show them love. Come, sisters, brothers.
Begin Within Ministries proudly presents Sofa Sundays with your hosts, Reverend Dr. Michelle Izugwu and Reverend Jeannie Sovereigns. Sundays at 11:11 a.m. Arizona time and rebroadcasts on Mondays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Come join us on the sofa every Sunday morning. Sofa Sundays with Michelle and Jeannie. Learn more at www.beginwithinministries.com. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.
And this is Lyric. Should get you coffee or something if you need something to drink. If you'd like a coffee. Got your money. Well, are we live?
We
I think
are.
we're
So
live. Good
let
morning.
me just check. Are we good?
Checking mics.
Hello,
Oh, maybe talk in the mic. Check
I
mics.
can hear us. So
Awesome.
There you go.
Well,
And
I
there
wanted
you
to
go.
say no tech problems, but I shouldn't say that out loud because then
Wow.
I jinx us.
We have such a big thing right now here.
We have the big view today.
Yeah,
Boys and
because
girls.
I'm
That's
like,
not what it looked like when I
there's
did it.
my bag, and there's your coat. We're very wide
We're very
today.
live. That's on the screen. I'm not sure what's happening.
Oh well, it's good.
You
It's
never
good.
know.
Nobody
It's probably
cares.
something-
Sit down.
Probably something I did.
Probably.
something I
Don't
did.
worry about it. Sit down. Welcome to Sofa Sundays. I'm Reverend Jeannie Sovereigns. This is Reverend Dr. Michelle Izugwu, and together we are Sofa Sundays.
Sofa Sundays and
Woo-hoo.
Beginning Ministries. Yes, yes.
And we are located at the home of Michelle Whittington, Reverend Dr. Michelle Whittington, 7220 North 16th Street, Phoenix, Arizona. So you still have time to get here.
Absolutely. You're never late here on the
You're
sofa.
never late
people.
here on the sofa.
Right.
So I'm having a little bit of a power surge right now.
No, there it is. Good, because
Yeah.
I'm cold, so you can heat up.
Oh,
the room.
yay.
I appreciate
Yay.
it right
So
now.
then just, all right, good.
Well, welcome to anyone watching us right now. Thank you for those of you in the room. Remember that we are building this community, so we love when you can be here present in the community with us. But also, I know some of you don't live here, so it is what it is. Are you ready to pray, Sin?
I am.
Awesome. Here we go. Let's pray it.
So just taking a deep breath and knowing that we are grounded here in this space of the divine that is ever present. That we are the divine in form. And knowing this, I speak my word as law, claiming this time together as good. Knowing and affirming that everything spoken and heard is exactly what is needed for each and every individuation of God. And I send blessings to leaders and teachers of all faiths, cities, countries, everywhere, knowing that they are divinely guided, guarded, and blessed today. That the words spoken in their world are exactly what is needed for who hears them. And that knowing that we are all one in truth and in harmony. And for this, I am so very grateful. I say thank you, God. Thank you, life. Thank you, universe. And I let it go and I call it good. And together we say,
And
so it is.
Thank you so much.
So it is. All right, it's starting to cool down a little bit.
Good.
Yay.
See, spirit.
Spirit usually, heats me
Right.
up. So there you go.
Well, we're in our third week of January with the New Thought Foundations theme. So this week's card says, I think in harmony with truth and good unfolds.
There you go.
Just sounds like you do one and then you
And
get the other.
there you
Cause
go.
and effect in action. You think in harmony with truth, capital T, which stands for God, and good just unfolds.
Unfolds.
Well, that's it then. That's all you needed to know.
Right.
We're
Thanks
good
for
today.
joining us.
We'll see you next week. That
Oh,
makes it easy though.
it's a very easy. No, it's very simple. I don't know how easy.
On paper, yeah.
Yeah,
It looks very easy on
it
there.
does. Yeah. Well, one, when it comes to thinking in harmony with truth. So I don't know about all of you, but I can't always control that first thought. And, there's a lot going on in the world today.
Right.
And my thoughts tend to be maybe not so much in harmony with truth these days. Not always. I mean, I have things that bring me back in, but at times it is hard.
Well, you
It
are
is hard.
having a human experience.
Mhm.
We are spiritual beings having a human experience, and in this human experience, there's a lot of negativity going on. Every time you turn on the TV, right? You can't miss it. If you're on social media, it's every other post, if not every one. So, you're being constantly inundated with it, which is why it's so important to have your own spiritual practice, something that you look to every day. You unplug from all of this and you get back into presence. Your presence with the divineness of whose you are, the truth of what's going on, and align with that consciously, intentionally, so that when those things do come up and those things do happen and you automatically have those negative thoughts, because we're kind of programmed to do that, you don't have to stay in there. You don't have to sit there. You can redirect or reframe, right? There's always the other side of that coin, always happening. So which one are you choosing to feed more of? I'm not saying to just ignore what's going on. I would like to, quite honestly. I have a husband who constantly says to me, well, I have to tell you this stuff because you need to know what's happening out here. And I'm like, I don't really,
I don't really want to.
I think I let you know, and I don't want it. Like he's, no, you need to know. Oh, okay, I'll listen. Just don't tell me all the things. But yes, I agree with that. I do agree that it's important to know. And then how you handle it, I think is important too.
Exactly. And one of the things that we talked about yesterday, we started Holy Shift yesterday. And one of the things that we did speak about was about that sanctuary and that safety, that we have to get safe and grounded in ourselves before we can operate outside of ourselves, right? Before we can do anything. Otherwise, we live in distraction. We live in the part of the news or social media grabbing us, or our spouse is grabbing us.
Grabbing us is the
Yeah,
term.
I have a spouse who says, "Hey, look at this," and so I get that. And so that is part of the practices, the spiritual practices of getting grounded, knowing where you are, where your feet are at. I mean, ever since I heard that term, it became something that when I would catch myself being all distracted and running around like a crazy person, it's like, okay, wait a minute, where are my feet? Where am I right now? Am I in my house? Am I walking? Am I driving? Where am I? Bring myself back to that present moment. And that's something that we talk about often, weekly, every Sunday, about beginning within. And to begin within, you have to know how to get yourself grounded and stable and knowing where your present moment is. Otherwise, you can be pulled away.
Exactly. And there's so many different practices out there that you can use to do that. Very simply, if you just would take some breaths, that's the fastest, quickest way to pull yourself back to the present moment. So when you feel, I don't know about you, but for me, it feels all chaotic when I'm feeling like that. So earlier this morning, running a little bit late, I have a sick son at home, trying to get all these things organized. And Miss Ann over here says, "Come here, see me for a second. Come here, see me for a second." And she goes, "Hold my hands." And then she says, "Just look at me, look at my eyes." Oh, yes, here we are. Oh, hello. Hello, present moment. Thank you, Miss Ann. Right?
Exactly.
Thank you. So sometimes we just need that quick reset. It's totally okay to take that moment. You could be in the middle of something that you don't have the option of leaving. You could be in the middle of something you don't control, like your job. Maybe you're in a boardroom. Maybe you're in something and something's going on and you feel it happening.
You mean a meeting that could have been an email?
It could, right? Could we just do email? Oh my gosh. Well, yes.
You need to bring me in to do some training.
Right? Hello.
I know.
Sometimes nobody has to know you're doing it. Nobody has to know that I'm breathing right now. I'm just gonna, well, hello, I'm breathing right now. Just take some breaths.
And we've talked about the positive intelligence.
I thought you
yes,
tossed it to you.
absolutely.
I knew you were gonna go to that.
Positive intelligence. Some of the things that we've learned through that system were 2 fingers together, feel the ridges of your thumb and forefinger.
that.
Nobody needs to see this.
No, it's under the
Yeah,
table.
you can do this under the table. You can do this in your pocket.
You got so-and-so
Yeah, you know,
talking.
and you're just like, okay. And that'll bring you back to your body, right? Remember, mind, body, spirit is not separate things. It's all connected. We're all here. So bring yourself back to here. So there's that. My favorite one that nobody sees is my toes. Counting.
really?
Yeah. Well,
What's happening
my
on here?
toes. I'm moving my toes. That trying to feel each individual toe, and it's very easy for your big toe and your little toe, but those 3 in the middle, they don't always
You're right.
want to,
It's difficult.
to recognize them. So it brings you back there. So while blah, blah, blah is happening over here, bring yourself back into your body, your present moment.
Right.
And it's a lot easier, especially when our emotions get involved. One of the things that I experienced this week was my partner's aunt was in the hospital, and then they took her off life support. So this week we had.
We love you, Dakota.
Yeah, we lost her aunt this week, and that was Thursday night. And you know, for me, I was there as support, not only for Dakota but for the entire family, for people I'm meeting for the very first time during a very hard circumstance, you know, and just being able to be present. You know, what a gift.
Well, and what a blessing for them to have you there.
Right.
And I did act in that, you know, I did prayer work. I did that as well. And just being able to be there for others in such a hard time was very humbling, I guess is the best way to say that, because that was really the first time that I had been in such a way. When we do practitioner training, we have to go through the part where you go to hospice and that kind of thing. That was not my favorite part. I'm just going to tell you.
Right.
You know,
That was not.
that was not my, you know, I have a lot of other areas that I shine in. That wasn't it. And
It's a hard
so
one.
for me, it was in a very amazing, humbling place to be this week. And I had to recall my practices to be able to be there because emotions were high. There was also a situation where one of the kids was grabbed and police were called and stuff. So
Lots of stuff.
there was lots of chaos happening. So again, being able to be present, being able to be there for those that were in such grief was, you know, a very humbling and amazing experience. And it's because I have the practices that I do that enabled me not to spin out as well.
Right, and that's why it's so important, we talk about this a lot here on the sofa, to practice beginning within. That's why we named our ministry that, to always be a reminder that we begin within. Everything that we are experiencing is coming from our internal thinking and from within us. So we are the filter, we are the creator of everything. But it's so important to be able to pull on these practices when the need comes. So it's so important to be practicing maybe when you just don't have the need, to be practicing them in normal times. So it's just like your norm. It's just the way you do it. It's the way you just wake up. I wake up and I'm going to do my prayer work, or I'm going to have a meditation time, or maybe, you know, it doesn't have to be anybody's idea of what it has to be. It can just be your idea.
Mhm.
One of my favorite things to do that I honestly haven't done in a while because just logistics, but I like to go just sit outside and let my mind wander. So I don't need to be sitting there. Oh, okay. I like doing that, but I don't need to do that. I don't need to take breaths. I just want to sit there and just look around at the yard, at the things buzzing around.
And you do
Hear
have
what
a
I
beautiful
hear.
area
Yes.
there. Yeah.
So when I get the opportunity to do that, I am fully present and I am calm and I am peaceful, and that's when you know you're present, when you're feeling this way. So you could find that in your car. You can find that, you know, you could move from wherever you are, walk around the corner and do that for a minute by yourself, and then come back to whatever it is you're having to deal with. But these practices are not just for emergency. That's why having a tribe of people that you can contact and lean on, that's just not for emergencies. This is how you do everyday life, so that if that arises,
It doesn't feel uncomfortable.
to
Right.
lean on it.
And there's one of those things when we talk about tribes and reaching out. You know, when I was new in recovery, one of the things that came up was my sponsor was like, you have to call me every day. Call me every day for 90 days. So that when you are in a situation, it won't feel weird to pick up the phone and call me.
The habit's already in place.
Yeah, the habit's already there, so
Wow.
you know to do it. And that really was a big shift because I wasn't somebody who did that.
Mm-hmm.
I got it. You know, I could move a whole house but a couch. You know what I mean? Like I got it was my
Yeah,
you
I'll do it
know,
myself. I'm
I'll-
fine.
exactly. And knowing now that whether I have it or not is not the point,
That's not the point.
right? Many hands make light work. A load shared is, you know, is also a bonding experience when you get to do that. You know, and it's funny when you're talking about the tribe. I just sent my one of my besties, Tina, a candle, and it says on it, "You're who I'd like to text when I'm mid-crisis." You know, because it's the truth. She's one of those people that I'm like, OMG, this is what's going on, you know? And so there's that automatic connection before it spins out of control.
Right. And if we were meant to do these things by ourselves, we'd be here by ourselves. You'd have your own planet, just doing your own thing, wandering alone,
I do have my own plan.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But we're meant to do life with others. That's why others are here. You're meant to do that. And you can pick who you do that with. You don't have to do it with the people that
You
you're
came here
given.
with, yeah.
If they're not working for you, that's fine. But you can pick. And like you were saying, you know, there's a term for making those 90 days
Yeah.
worth of phone calls. You're making deposits into that relationship so that when you need to withdraw, it's okay. So that's how it is for all of your relationships. You need to make deposits into them. Check in for no reason, not because you need something, because you just want to see how they're doing. Send a text, make a call. We do Marco Polo, which is so great for our relationship because we're busy, but it's so nice.
And we're not ever on the same schedule.
I know,
Yeah.
so it's so nice.
This is the only day.
Right. This is the only day it lines up, people, so it's okay. But find the tools and the ways that it works for you to be making those deposits into your relationship accounts so that when you need them, you don't feel weird to go and get it. And you want the same for others too.
Right.
You want other people to be able to check in with you, right? I mean, people that I care about, I don't know about you, but when I find out they've gone through something and they did it alone, they did not reach out to me. Well, I don't want to bother you. You're so busy. Oh, no. But
Right.
you and I need to have a talk. That's not how we're doing that. And then I know that they felt that way because they haven't made deposits. And I need to help them to make deposits. Whatever I need to do to get that, if I care about them, I know the pattern. I know what they need to create for themselves so that it's normal to call me if they need me. So some of this stuff, and it's the same way with your own spiritual practices. You know, you need to make those deposits so that when, excuse my language, but when the shit hits the fan, you're like, you can do it for a minute. You can feel free to have your pity party, your anger, whatever it is
Right,
that you
because
need
we
to
all
go through.
process emotion different.
I'm not judging,
Yeah.
because I've done all the things. But then there's a moment where you go, wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? I don't want to live here. I want to live where I'm the one in control of this. I'm not living by default. I'm doing it intentionally. What is actually happening right now? What's happening in my little world? Okay, this is what's happening. Okay, then what am I doing from here? What's the move I am choosing to make? What outcome do I want to have? And what move am I going to make from here? That may come after you've taken some breaths, may come after you've made some phone calls. That's an intentional decision instead of living life by default, just, you know, flopping around, whatever comes, whatever happens. This way you're deciding. You're
I
making
can be
the
more
moves.
random. I'm more random than making definite decisions. I do a lot of by default, I think. And you know, good and bad. It all depends. However, so I get what you're saying there. So when I am in those phases where something needs to be done, I do know that I have people to hold my hand while I do it, even if it is not as conscious of a choice as I think maybe other people would have in my situation. I'm not a big conscious thinker and decision-making things. I am one of those people that is just as surprised as you. You know, like, I wonder what she's gonna like when I go to speak places and they go, I can't wait to hear you speak. I go, me neither.
Oh
I
my
have no idea
goodness.
what's gonna come out of my
Oh
mouth.
goodness.
So I feel like that a lot of times in life I do that too. Part of that though, honestly, is the conscious contact that I have. I don't feel that I live my life by default because I do feel that with my practices and being, you know, in my body, in my spirit, or my spirit in me, and consciously making the awareness of divine presence as part of my life, that even when I do go asleep to things, I feel like I get woken up to make good choices, you know, because I'm in that space more than I'm not. And I even make more effort, you know, each day. What could I do today to create more of an embodiment of the field of possibility in my life? You know, this experience that I'm in, I'm here to give God a good time. I say that all the time, right? I'm here to give God a good time. So in order to do that, I have experiences. And God may be having a better time in these experiences than me. But I'm here to have these experiences. So, you know, when we talk about thinking in harmony with truth and the good unfolds, I look to this as the good unfolding being more experience for me. So it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, I have a mound of money and, you know, all the doors are opening. You know, sometimes the good unfolding is me realizing that I have these friends that are, you know, my tribe, and I am not alone. You know, where I'm at is a better place than I've ever been in my life, you know, with the friendships that I have. And that's abundance.
For sure. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, when you're talking about, I think, in harmony with the truth, and good unfolds, I agree with that too. That good comes in so many different packages. There's so many different areas that your good can show up. And, you know, I love when my husband and I are working on a new business. So I love when we're working on things and then we go, oh, we need to pray. We need to pray about this. And then we pray, and then we begin again. So like we kind of get into those moments where it's like it feels a little forced or frustrating, or we can't figure it out. Well, we didn't pray first. Oh, that's right. And as soon as you pray, you come back and go, and instantly have an idea, or it suddenly seems clearer, or we pray and then we just say, let's leave it for now. And you go out and he'll run in to meet somebody or something. Then, do you know that guy just said to me? He said X, Y, Z. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's
exactly
what we were just talking about. You know, we were just talking. So it starts to align. You start to, I believe it's always already there, but you see it, and because you're aligning with it now, you're vibrating at the same frequency. So now you're on the level of the good that you're wanting to unfold in your life. So it's so important to consistently bring yourself back to presence, because that's the same frequency of the good that you want to be experiencing. When you're running around in those other emotions outside of the present moment, when you're running around, and again, I'm not saying you can't have your time with them. Have your time with feeling sad, bad, or mad, or worried, or stressful, whatever. I mean, do it. Give yourself
It's experience.
Yeah, give yourself a 2-minute pity
Have
party,
your
right?
experience.
That's what I'll say. You get 2 minutes to have a pity party, and then that's it. Then we need to keep moving, right? So let yourself have them. The moment you come back into that present moment, you are now back in alignment with your truth, and the way is clear. or the next step at least. You just, if you can, if you move in the whatever the next step is, the way becomes clear. And now your good finds you, or you find it. I'm not sure.
I think
it
just,
runs around
yeah.
in circles,
I
right?
think it just develops, it's there, like you said, it's always there,
Right.
but, I was, in one of the stories, they were talking about Aunt Becky, and, apparently she had, a way with animals, and, she was, a rock, hounder as well, and they were talking about how, you would be in front of her looking. And now we know why I have all these rocks in my house, because this is, genetic,
Aw.
apparently. So, you'd be in front of her, and then Aunt Becky would see whatever it was that you walked right by. And she'd go, look, see what you missed? And
my goodness.
I just got goosebumps, how sweet.
Aw.
And I think about that sometimes, right? Well, the other reason that I need a tribe, because I don't always see my good. Right? Because I'm in my pity potty, because I'm like looking somewhere I shouldn't be. My friends say, sometimes we don't have the best picker. That's not just for relationships, right? That's for food, that's for decision making,
Right,
jobs,
right.
whatever, right? Like sometimes we're not thinking, or we're not looking, or, for whatever reason we don't see. But when you got that bestie with you, right, they go, hey, you see what you just walked past? Oh.
Right.
There's that agate, there's that diamond, there's that whatever I was looking for. And now I have somebody. And there's so many times I have a lot of single friends that are like, I want a relationship, I want, and I'm like, yeah, I get that. I absolutely get that. And do you know that you have those things? Right? You have those people in your life.
Mhm.
Right? I get that you want that. But if you are having those practices with your friends, right? Then when it is time, you won't miss them. When that person's ready for you, you won't miss them. I promise, Ann, you won't. They'll be there. But in the meantime, right? You're still getting those experiences. You're still getting that experience of having somebody who has your back no matter what, right? And I know you have those people in your life. Yeah. And that really, that's the companionship we're all looking for. Sure, those other parts are good, right? I'm not saying they're not. They're awesome. But when it comes down to human beings and what we want in life, right? We all want to be seen, heard, and loved.
Mhm.
That's
and
what
know
we
we
want.
matter.
And know we matter. Yeah. And I sat next to Aunt Becky's best friend of 30 years.
Hmm.
And she had been married for 42, but I sat across from the best friend of 30 years, and I knew she mattered. Right? Here was a woman that watched her raise her children, and was part of that experience with her. And they had their cookie times and whatever, and the grief that she had was, just as palpable as the husband's. So it's an amazing thing to witness.
Look what word I just wrote down.
Mm-hmm.
She just said witness right after I wrote down witness. Stop it. This is my brain.
Mhm.
This is my field.
Yeah,
That's your field.
Infinite possibility field.
I know we're all
You're in
one
it.
and all that stuff,
You're
but
in it.
come on now. No. I wrote down a couple of things and then we veered off and we've come back. So what you're talking about, that is being a witness to someone's life. It's such a gift to be able to be in someone's life through all those life journey things and to be the witness for them, to be the person that can reflect back to them their greatness when they forget.
Yes.
That's such a big
Yes.
deal. And we have to allow, or we have to, not allow, what's the term I'm looking for? We have to help the people in our lives to feel comfortable to do that. Sometimes we walk around and we, act like we've got it all together and we're tough and I've got it and no thank you and I'm fine and whatever. And then the people around us don't feel like they can do that. Ann and I are close enough to where she felt like she was comfortable to do that. How many times have you gone to somebody, would you go to a stranger and do that? They get so offended sometimes, or they get so like, I'm fine, what? I'm good, what? Like, I don't need that, what are you doing? I was fine, no, I'm not busy, I'm not.
I'm not stressed. I'm not.
I'm not stressed. You know, but we have a relationship to where that's okay.
Yeah.
So to be able to be in a place with the people in your tribe to where they feel comfortable enough to say, hey, come here, give me your hands, you're a little stressed out. Or to say, hey, you forgot something, what, you're great.
Mhm.
You already are all of the things that you're out here looking for. So I need you to remember that right now while you're doing X, Y, Z. You know, and my husband and I both do that for each other. I do that for my children. I do that for my friends, people that I love. If I hear them talking falsely about themselves, I correct it. But I also feel comfortable to do that. So I feel like a lot of us in the world, I know I used to be this person, want to show this front, like everything's all great and perfect and I'm good and I'm whatever. And then everybody's like, oh, then you're fine. I won't tell you. What?
Yeah.
Or I'm afraid you're going to snap at me if I do tell you something. I don't live that way anymore because it's quite shallow. And I want those deep relationships. I don't want the surface level stuff. I want the deep stuff. I want people to feel comfortable to say, hey, I've noticed something and I just want to tell you and hope you're not offended. I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't mind a backseat life driver. Do that with me. I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't want to miss.
Observation is a very high space.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't want to miss a thing.
Yes.
I don't want anybody to feel like they can't do that with me.
Right.
And so yeah, I want the witnesses and I want the speaker uppers and the backseat life drivers. I want those things in my life. That is so much good. You can't even put a price tag on that. No
Right.
fancy car will align with that. No pile of money will match that. So yeah, good comes in many forms and you have that, like you were saying, all the things that you are looking out here for, you already have in here. You already have it.
Right. Because if you can name it, that means you know it.
Yes.
Right. So you're not looking for anything you don't already know, see, feel, have. It may not be in the form you think it should be. I've had that experience, right? Whether it's relationship or job or vehicle or home, like pick something, right? I have had that experience. Going back to the think in harmony with truth and good unfolds, the harmony thing. I am not a singer, though I will play one on Sofa Sundays from time to time. However, I do understand the concept of harmony. It doesn't mean that the people's voices are the same.
Mm-mm.
It is different, right? And they come together, right? And that's the non-singer's version of what harmony is. And with that, what I love about that is that because harmony is about a blending, that means I do have the ability to blend with truth in a way that is about how I show up in the world, which is different than how Michelle shows up in the world, which is different than how you show up in the world, right? Like each person gets to blend with that divine essence of truth as they are, right? And you might not like it. You might not like their harmony. That might not feel good to your ears, right? There's a lot of music I don't like, right? There's more that I do, but there's stuff that I'm like, oh, please turn that off. I can't, and that's fine. That is absolutely fine. That's someone else's truth. And no one is asking you to jump in there, right? When we talked about the witnessing, I think about my three besties and I, right? We have known each other since the mid-90s, and we have had different lengths of sobriety together. They have known me through 3 marriages, 3 divorces, 4 relationships. They have known me through bankruptcy. They have known me through when I've had no power in my house. I don't have to tell the story to them. They know the story, right? I don't have to give back up. They know who I am. They knew me before I was Reverend Jeannie. Like, they still kind of laugh about that. I just hate to tell you, right? Like, but when you have those type of people in your life, right, it can all hang out. It doesn't have to be put together and, powdered and pretty, right? Because they know, like you said, they know. And they say, do you know how great you are? Do you know how much you've been through? Like, because you might forget what you stood up for and what you've been through, but they don't.
They never forget.
They never forget. They say, my God, you're powerful beyond belief. I cannot believe you survived and thrived and brought. These are the people. And sometimes they're besties, sometimes they're sisters, sometimes they're daughters, your sons, like, they come in different forms. But those people that say, I know you and you are magnificent, that is your pile of gold.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. And and also we can recognize greatness in everybody if we want to, right? We might not always, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is a gift.
It is a gift.
Everybody is God in human expression. So even anybody that you don't know, if they're not acting very nice or you don't like how they're acting and they're having these negative emotions or whatever, they've forgotten their truth. They're not in harmony with their truth. It may not be your place, or you may not feel like you can help with that, but to remember that's helpful, that they're having their own journey and their own issues that they're going through, right?
That's another positive intelligence thing. When you can't find it, see them as that 5-year-old.
Yeah.
See them as a young child. There are quite a few people in the news that I have to look at as 5-year-olds these days. They make it easier than you think. But think of them as a 5-year-old, a child,
Right.
somebody that you would want to protect.
For some of them, that's giving them too much credit.
Well, you know what I mean? We're all God's children.
Yeah.
We're all God's children. Sometimes they're God's armpit. It's all right. Look, I used the nice word this time.
She's being nice. And coming back to that, I think in harmony with truth, my truth, which is your truth, our truth. I'm reminded of this artist that was speaking and talking about, and I've thought about this many times, especially when I'm creating something. I don't know how any of you have created art or created a song or created any type of thing that others might be looking at, and you start to question, is it good enough? What if they don't like it? What do they think about it? Social media is a thing that we're working with right now. There are times where there's that, what if that shirt doesn't look right, or what if this sounds silly, whatever. And sometimes what calms that down for me is when I realize, well, I need to create what I would love, what I love. And I know that as an artist, artists know this, right, Lyric? When Lyric created this, she didn't create this for us to use here on the sofa. She didn't know we were going to even like it or what we were going to think about it. She created that painting, right, Lyric, for yourself. She wanted to do it.
Right.
And then I fell in love with it. And then Jeannie then fell in love with it. And then we stole it. And now it's up
Now
here.
she should probably get it patented.
I know, we probably should. We're going to make t-shirts and cups and things with it because I love it so much. But that's the gift. The gift is when you create and you do your, trying to put this thought into words. When you share into the world, share your truth.
Mm-hmm.
Be in harmony. If you as much as you can, be in harmony with your truth and share that without question about what everybody else is going to think about it. And don't alter it. They say when they make a movie based on what the director, what the author or the screenwriter or whatever wanted to create for themselves, those are the ones that hit. Those are the ones that, because they do it for the love, they love it. When they make the ones because they think, oh, here's the formula for a movie, that's gonna be,
Right.
those are the duds, or the ones that seem like it's a little off, you're watching going, this movie isn't any good.
Mhm.
Those are the ones they created by formula, not by artistic, inspiration.
Yes.
And so our lives are this way. We're supposed to be creating from our truth. Whatever it is, Rumi said, don't run the way fear makes you run, or move the way love makes you move. That's what you're supposed to be doing. And when you do that, that good unfolds because it's just the creation of it. That's what's happening. When we move from our truth, when we are in harmony with the truth of who and whose we are, it can't help but move to support it. It can't help but move to reflect it, right?
And I love what, especially when you brought Rumi up, I was thinking,
I
right?
love Rumi.
All the things when we discuss good unfolding, that is the feeling of good, right? I know as a practitioner, if somebody comes to me and they say, here's the chaos that's happening, right? And they give me the story and I say, how do you want to feel? Well, I want to feel peaceful. Nobody ever says I want to feel like a millionaire, right? Like even when they say I have no money and stuff like that, they'll say I want to feel supported. Like what's the
Or free.
feeling?
I wanna feel
want
free.
the freedom, right? It's the good unfolding is that feeling, and how that comes to you is by allowing an awareness and embodiment of who you are.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that, I strive daily to remember when I get caught in chaos, and chaos happens. We all drive. We know this. Right. And so I think it's really the reason I moved 2 miles from work, so that I would not have chaos as much anymore. Like, that's a thing for me.
Right.
So yeah, like it's, that embodiment of how do I want to feel? Freedom's my number one.
Me too.
I want to be free. That's a number one thing. And how that looks is different at times, but freedom is that feeling for sure.
I agree. I'm a freedom seeker too. Freedom to express and do what I want to do in my life. Right? How about you guys? Anybody have comments this morning?
Yeah, you're all quiet.
What's
happening?
It's resonating.
Yeah. I love that.
I love it. You want two? Are we up?
I have something to say.
Okay.
Well, go ahead, go first.
Who wants to go first?
I like the word freedom because it's a catch-all term.
Mhm.
So for me, freedom could be freedom to do and go wherever I want to go at any time I want to be there, to feel healthy in my body, to feel joyous, and I like freedom. That's a great word. I agree with you. Nobody ever says, "Man, I want to be rich." It's more like I just like to feel secure and know that if I want something, I can get it.
Yes.
And if they say rich, all you have to say is, well, what's that going to give you? The freedom.
It suddenly hit with me what freedom meant, because I remember going to another seminar many, many years ago and then saying freedom. I'm thinking, well, what does that mean? But then suddenly I thought, wow, that means everything. You can be free in any way you want to be. So that's like my perfect term now.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, you're a mush. My name's Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Sorry about my voice. I have a little thing going on, a little cancer going
Oh.
on. Freedom of the mind.
Mm.
That's what's most important to me, is the obsession of the mind. Because that's where it all stems down to for me, is KF radio is always playing up here, and having those tools to turn it down.
Yeah.
Like being present, like actually sitting still, and actually feeling my hands, the inside of my hands, the arms. That gets me present. The wind on my skin, what I'm smelling, what I'm hearing. That's why I love going to the park. My spiritual pink cloud burst last week.
Mm.
I didn't know there was two pink clouds, one with sobriety and one with spirituality.
Oh,
You know what I mean? I'm up here for cancer treatment up here in Phoenix, so it all just kind of, my first appointment's on Monday at the Mayo Clinic, and everything just because I had customer service just in face on with everyone. Hey, it's everything, how you doing? Oh, I'm fine. And I said to someone, asked me that, and I said, no, I'm not okay. Because I'm used to saying, I'm fine, I'm good. Don't worry about me.
mm-hmm.
But it's at times like that, you have to just take off that customer service mask and just be real and be honest and speak your truth.
Yeah.
Because when you hold all that stuff in,
Yeah.
man, that piles up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it takes forever to unload that suitcase that's about to burst.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, freedom of the mind is all.
There you go. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you.
Let us be there for you,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, thank you.
We're all the same.
Yeah, we are.
We're really good at that.
Yeah.
We're a small group now. We've got everybody's out there in the cloud listening to us, but we're trying to get people right here.
Thanks for sharing that. I love that customer service face. Yeah, don't we all have the customer service face?
Yes, I have that job. Mhm.
Hi.
Oh, yeah, it does. It
Yeah.
does come off, yeah.
Yeah, it does, and it should.
Yeah.
It should, right?
Oh, for sure.
But I love that sharing. That was really great. Thanks for bringing that around to that understanding how important that is. I love that. And you too, Evie. Thank you for that. Yeah, I feel like this card. Let me tell you, when I saw this, I was like, what in the world are we talking about with this one? I think
We do
good
these,
truth and
right.
good unfold. But we do this we do this at the beginning of the year, and then I go, what were we thinking?
Actually, it's probably the middle of the year when we did this year's, like, yeah, they look good. Yeah, we'll go
Yeah,
with
so
those,
it's like,
yeah.
huh? And then it's like, wait, what?
What were we talking? Half the time I look at cards and I go, wow, we're pretty amazing. How'd we come up with that one? No.
But it always, I love how it sounds like it was perfect for you this morning, perfect for you this morning. It's interesting to me how it winds up just lining up with everybody. And so that's, I'm just so grateful for what we do here and that you are here.
Yeah.
It just
And I'll
means the
go back
world.
to, we do this for us.
We do. You know, let's
We do
let's
this
say
because
that, though,
we
because
needed this, yeah.
we created this
Mhm.
and do this up here through us. And then if you all benefit from it, we're so happy.
We're very happy, yeah, we're very happy.
But
for
it's
that.
the true artistry of this. We designed this. We could have said, well, the way that you do church is you stand up at we need a pulpit and we're going to take turns speaking and we're going to have it scripted and we're going to know what we're talking about. And we said, no, that's not how we want to do it. We did not want to have the stress of that. We did not want to have, so we were artists creating
Yes,
this way that we did this, and then it will attract the people that are art people, and we love it. We've done it now, we're on our fourth year, started our fourth year, and we're still having things to talk about, which
which is amazing.
it's amazing.
It's
that we
amazing that we
still-
still talk.
Yeah, that we still have stuff. But I think this is the
And then you
truth
can't
for
shut us
everything.
up
I
most
know,
Sundays.
sometimes.
Yeah, like, it's like we're watching, oh yeah, we better be
We
quiet.
better, oh my
Yeah,
God, look
better-
at the time, we
Better turn it down.
But I forget that sometimes, that we did start this from, you know what, I don't want the stress of I don't want this to be a stressful thing.
Right.
I want it to be a love
I
thing.
wanted the freedom to be able to discuss spirituality with like-minded people and to be honest and authentic in who I am. And that may be different from you, but to know that I am loved for this and you are loved for this regardless
Right.
of,
Well, we even said,
yeah,
there are gonna be times where we won't agree
yeah.
on something.
But
But
because, yeah, we
we
are
don't-
very
We're
different
still
people.
different.
Yeah,
But we don't wanna feel like we have to hide anything. If I'm sitting up here, whatever comes to my mind, I'm sharing it. I write it down. She's talking, I'm writing down notes like, oh, this is coming, this is coming, this is coming. And I just share whatever comes. And I'm authentic about that. Even there's been a couple times like, oh, really? And I'll let it pass and then I'll hear it again, like, okay, guess I'm sharing that one, you know? But we decided that's how we want to show up
yes.
for this. And I think that's why we still love it, why we still have something to say. And I think that's how life should be. I think whatever it is that you are producing, that you are putting out into this world, even if it's in a job you're not in love with, right?
Mhm.
You're still producing. There are still things coming through you. Find a way that it's your truth, that you are in harmony with your truth. And that good unfolds.
Mhm.
Your good unfolds from that. It is there. It's already there, present. Good is just there. What are we aligning with? What
Yeah.
frequency are we tuning to?
Right.
So yeah, sometimes you want to turn it down.
Turn on
But
the
maybe
AF
change the
radio.
frequency altogether. What am I gonna
Yeah.
I'm turning the dial,
Turn the dial. Mhm.
right? And maybe it's to nothing. And maybe it's to a whole nother song, right?
Right? Could be a whole new pop
So
station.
when we're in
Don't know.
line, when we are in harmony with our truth, we know where to go.
Absolutely.
And we attract. That's it.
I
That's
love
what
it.
I got, girl. What
That's
you
what you got?
got
That's what
anything?
I feel complete. How about you guys?
Anybody else have anything coming up for them?
Anything
to
coming
share?
up?
Thank you for sharing. I love the sharing.
All right.
That takes us full circle, right? You
You ready?
Yes, I am.
All right. Take us home.
All right. All right, let's take a deep breath. And just release right here. In this present moment, in this precious, precious time that we have together. Recognizing our oneness, recognizing the one life, the one power, one energy. Recognizing that one love, that peace, that joy. That divine God stuff moving in as and through everything. That each of us are the perfect, unique expression of the one. Each of us is that love, that joy, that peace. Each of us is the energy of God moving, having, being. We are the expression. We are it in form. And from that knowing, from that truth, from that alignment, I speak my word for it, knowing that as we allow ourselves to receive the message today, as we allow ourselves to receive the ideas, the sharing, we pick up what is ours. We take what is ours to receive, what aligns, what feels right for us. Knowing that as we do that, as we allow ourselves to be in harmony with our truth, that good just unfolds effortlessly, easily, in our hearts, in our minds, right before us, all around us. And we move with it perfectly. And I'm so grateful for the truth. I'm grateful for our allowing it, for our alignment, for each one here present and hearing my voice and beyond. I know our time together has been divinely guided and blessed, and so I let it go. As it is already always done in the mind of God. And together we say, and so it is.
Amen. Thank you. Ah, beautiful time together. And if you've enjoyed our time together, you can help us by hitting like and subscribe right now. Like and subscribe.
Hurry up, do it now.
Do it now.
Like and subscribe.
We love that. And also, if you'd like to be part of the Sofa Sundays family, please go to beginwithinministries.com. And there's a place where you can either become a spiritual church club partner for $45 a month or $75 for a couple or family, or make a one-time donation. So there's many ways to support us, but watching us, we love. Sharing us, we love. Also, you can join our Facebook group called Sofa Sundays. It's a public group there that you can find out all about us, and I kind of overshare all the time. So join.
Also on our website, beginwithinministries.com, we do have information on us there as well. And anytime we have events that are coming up, Those will also be posted there. Jeannie's got her Holy Shift class happening
what that
now. Yes, she's very clear. Yeah. And all of our partners, so when you do that monthly donation, you become a spiritual church club partner that supports us financially, so we can continue to do the things that we do, so that we can continue to provide our affirmation cards. All of our partners, all of our partners receive one of our mugs, and it just helps us build our community. So if you are able to do that, we would love you to be a partner with us, but definitely be a member of our Facebook group, be a member here in person with us if you're local. We are growing this community and supporting each other, and we would love for you to be a part of it. So whatever way you can, thank you so much for being here today. We appreciate everyone giving their time
Yes.
to this.
Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Next week, bye-bye.
Bye. Actually, I won't see you next week.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Tune in again next week at 11:11 a.m. Pacific Time, or Monday evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.